So, when it comes to our texture, I like to split it into parts. First would be base textures, which are thick, generic looking hair that will cover our scalp. Second are big breakup hair strands, which we're gonna use to break a silhouette of the hair and give them nice variety and randomness. Similar to them are small breakup cards, which has the same function, but are constructed with much thinner hair. And last but not least, flyaways, which are single hair strands that are gonna be used to create a natural, compelling look for the hair. Create a plane and rotate it around 40 degrees. Don't have to be exact, just give it some rotation, so it won't be the flat plane. Go to the particles, change the emitter to hair, lower the number to something really low like a 4 or 5. Set up our camera, place it in front of the plane, change the type from perspective to orthographic, and the resolution to something square, like 1920 to 1920 is good. This is gonna represent our texture view. Place everything in the camera view like we would place it into our texture file. Come back to the particles, higher up the hair length, because we want to create long hair. Adjust the camera so everything lines up perfectly. Higher up the segments on the emission. Add the children, and it depends on you what you rather. I rather use interpolated because this is the most intuitive for me and it fills entire plane evenly, kinda evenly, like in XGen, for example. The display amount basically describes how much particles, how much these children particles are being generated for the one of the curve that you created before. So right now we should have around 50 hair particles on the plane. On our base layer, we want as much children, as much hair particles to cover entire view of the plane. And yeah, now we're going to add the clumping. Clumping is the way the hair form themselves, like we saw on our reference file, the way that combine into one structure. So right here we want to increase the clumping to maximum. You see now that really ugly spikes are being made, but no worries, we're gonna fix it in a moment. So we're going to roughness, and we want to increase the randomness. So right now you see what's going on. They're going really crazy and chaotic, but we want to lower that number a little bit. The size describes size of the noise distortion that's being applied to the particles. So the lower size is, the more the displacement is going on. So if you wanna create like curly, messy hair, it's really good to have the lower size. Oh yeah, hair the stand strips, I forgot about it, sorry. To the maximum number, it's 7, so right now you see what's actually going on when you lower the size of the roughness. But we're going for more kind of wavy hair, that's why I'm gonna increase the size. Play around with the threshold. It basically describes how much of the strands are being affected with the roughness. The lower the number, the more strands are affected. We want to find a middle ground that looks really good for our card. Right now we can sculpt the hair cards we created in the beginning. To do this, use the comp tool in the tool shelf. And first thing we have to do is straighten them up with a little curve on the roots. That's basically why we rotated the plane before. It gives us nice illusion of the depth later in the haircuts. In here we can change the path steps. Curves are much more responsible and we can have more fun with them. So we can select one of them with the Alt button. So in the base layer we want to cover as much space as possible. We want to kinda evenly spread them across the plane surface. We want to uncheck the preserved position. We are able to move entire curve with the G button for move. And now I'm placing them kinda to fill the entire plane, like so. Okay, so right now it's pretty good, and we can turn on the children preview. So even right now it's not that bad for the base layer. We can of course give a little bit more children. Going back to the particle edit, we can turn off children for now so we're not getting distracted. Remember that hair forms into those clumps, I would say. So we can add these clumps into the base haircuts too, at some depth values. Because though we use orthographic camera you can see the depth difference, you're gonna bake it in X normal. So the depth difference is definitely visible later in the haircuts, because we're gonna use this map to in Unreal Engine. So we want to, if there is not enough curves to edit, you can add one more. And select only this one with the L button and nicely place it into the cart. So now we can turn off the children, go to the object mode, and we have that new curve generate. That's basically how it looks right now. Pretty good. And we can show it. Oh, this is what I was talking about. This little variety on the roots. So it's not just the single plane from the, it just adds this nice depth. So right here I'm working on my main base layer, is basically what we've done before. Don't be afraid of overlapping the curves, because in the end hair aren't uniform, they're pretty random. But in this layer you would like to avoid some significant features, because we're gonna repeat it a lot. The hair should look pretty generic. At least that one. Right here I'm adding just a material for tests. It's a principled hair BSDF material. You can use it too if you like. You can also render it in cycles if you want to get a diffuse map. We don't gonna use it in Unreal Engine, though it may be helpful if you wanna do a presentation in Marmoset or something like this. Okay, so I think we got the base layer. Now we copy the plane, remove the particle system and create new. Kind of different settings, most of them stays the same, but we gonna generate less children particles. Still we want the thick covering hair. We won't just get the other texture, not same, because if we would copy and paste the one base layer on all the time, it could get kinda redundant and look pretty bad. That's why we need second base layer. Now we're creating our first big structure breakup. So here actually we change the children generation type to interpolation and generate much less of particles. Because right now we want to see something through the hair,